Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about how to make your own custom dip color or save money on the dip powder system. So personally, I like to use the Kiara Sky colors for my dip powder or the Kiara Sky powder, but I like to use the SNS system. So what I mean by that is this is the powder. I like the brand Kiara Sky for my powder, but I like to use like the liquid system for SNS. So I purchase all of my things on Amazon. I've already made a video on how I utilize dip powder and what brands I get, but I just kind of wanted to reiterate that with this video. So today I'm going to be talking all about the powder and kind of how I create my own custom colors and how I save a little bit of money on the powders themselves, because I don't think that the system is super expensive. Once you get the system, it's gonna last you a pretty long time. There's two sizes really. So the larger one is a 2-ounce bottle, and this is what I get my clear or my natural powder. This is the size that comes in like the clear and the natural powder. But if you purchase the colors, these are only 1 ounce. Yes, 1 ounce. You can purchase them directly from the Kiara Sky website, which I reference the Kiara Sky website for the color. So if I do want to buy a specific color from Kiara Sky, I make sure I look up the color description and what it looks like on the Kiara Sky website, and then I purchase it through Amazon, because these are sold on Amazon either directly from Kiara Sky or from like a third party like seller or distributor, and they're a little bit cheaper. So I typically pay about $10 for these, which if you have one color, like if you have a signature color that you're gonna wear all the time, for instance like a nude color or a gold color, and you always wear like nude, you always wear gold, you always wear like light pink on your nails, I would say it's worth it just to pick up just the one color. However, I like to change up my colors. As you guys can see from my massive nail polish collection, I do like changing out my colors. So first things first, you can use the dip powder system with regular nail polish. So if you have an extensive nail polish collection, when I first got into the dip powder system, I kind of felt like I was cheating on my nail polishes. You can use the clear as a base and then apply any regular nail polish on top if you want to incorporate your nail polish in with the dip powder system. What I love about the dip powder system is that it's made for natural nails. So it kind of strengthens my nails when they're feeling a little bit on the weak side or when I have a bad break. I still use it with regular nail polish. Another method I have found for saving a little bit of money on the actual dip powder is by purchasing these nail art powder systems. This here is from Mia Sweet. It's the professional nail system, and this is essentially acrylic powder. And they sell them in these little sets like this. So this one is the Sweets collection. Yeah, the Sweets collection. And there's 6 colors in a set. And this whole set cost me around $10. And they're these little teeny tiny jars. And this is kind of where I got the idea to create my own custom color. But there's these little teeny tiny jars of acrylic powder. And you can use this acrylic powder with the dip system. So you can use this with the SNS system or with the Kiara Sky liquid system, and it acts just like dip powder, because dip powder is essentially acrylic powder. There's a couple other brands out there that sell like these acrylic powder sets, but Mia's Secret is like the one that I have found that works really well with the dip powder system and that has some really nice colors. So let's get into the custom colors now that I've ranted and raved about, different ways to use the system. I'm gonna show you guys my 2 favorite ways to make my own dip powder. So firstly, I go out and I purchase these little containers. These are from Amazon. They do have like a little screw-on lid. And this is about how much powder you'll need to get at least a manicure out of it, if not 2, depending on how you utilize the system. Now, the thing with smaller containers like this is that you may not be able to dip your whole finger in there if you have longer nails. With these, I typically kind of just like move the bottle around to fit my nail if it is a little bit longer. But you can just use like a regular plastic spoon or a little spoon like this to pour the powder over your nail once you've applied like the gel base, and that works just the same. If you pour the powder over your nail and kind of rotate your nail as you're pouring the powder over your nail, it works the same. So I would recommend getting a clear container like this so that you can not only make your own custom color, but you can also store it if you made too much and you want to reuse this color. So you have your clear container, and then you're going to take some form of clear powder. You can get the Kiara Sky one, you can get the SNS one, you can get regular acrylic powder if you wanted to. And so you're gonna put about a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons worth into a small container. This is what I was using before I had purchased those small containers. This is just like an empty, like a stamper bottle that I had lost like the stamper to. So it has a lid on it, which is really important because you're going to want to rotate the powder or rotate the color in order to get it to mix properly. So then you're gonna wanna add your color. So one of the color systems that I utilize are pigments, and these are like cosmetic pigments. So pigments from MAC. The ones that I have are NYX Pigments because I don't have that extensive of a MAC like pigment collection, but if you already have like MAC pure pigments in your collection, in your makeup collection, you could utilize those. If you don't really wear makeup, these NYX pigments are extremely inexpensive. These are like the pure pigments, and they also have glitters. So I typically don't like wearing just cream colors. If you want just a cream color, you can, put a regular pigment in there. I do suggest adding a little bit of pigment to your glitter like base, because if you just add glitter, you have to add a lot of glitter in order for it to like fully cover the nail. Just like with nail polish, if you have a glitter polish that has a clear base, it's gonna take a long time to build up that glitter so that it's fully opaque and you don't see your nail line. Same thing with the dip powder, which is why I suggest adding a little bit of pigment. So yeah, these are the NYX Glitters, and that's one of my favorite ways to create your own custom color. And like I said, you can use any cosmetic grade pigment system and it'll work just the same. The trick is to make sure that you roll your container and or shake it. So you want to make sure that it has fully distributed throughout that clear powder. How much should you be adding? That's kind of up to you. I'd always say start with like a teeny tiny amount of the pigment, mix it and see how deep that color is. And if you need more, add more. It's better to start with just a little bit than to overdo it. The color may not be like as deep on in the powder, but when you apply that top coat over it is really when it's going to kind of pull the color out. Another system I have to share with you guys, and I may have shared this already in like that dip powder demo, these are the CND Additives. So I had purchased a little set of these a long time ago, but they're still available on eBay. And these are essentially pigments, but they're specially designed to be worked with nail products, but they work the same way that you would use a cosmetic pigment. These are not safe to use on your on your face, but these were especially designed to work with like gel systems, acrylic systems, things like that. So they not only have pigments in the lines, they also have effects. You have like a metallic effect here, you have a glitter effect here, they have like iridescent effects or duochrome effects. Here's another like iridescent effect. This one's like a white one that has like a shift to it. So you can play around with the different pigments and effects, and that's exactly what I did with this green one. I had the green pigment, which was medium green, and then I added a little bit of the gold adorned pigment effect to it to kind of give it a little bit of a soft gold shimmer. So yeah, that is how I create my own custom dip color. And a couple different tips to save you money if you like to change your dip color around. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you do. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I currently post 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then on Sundays, I like to do a plan with me. So hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.